Welcome to another episode. In our lecture series, we will see right action. Is there action which is called right action? Knowledge is understanding of right action. A man who is living cannot be without any action. He has to act every minute. He has to breathe. He has to eat his food. And for that, he has to work in some way or other. And there are bodily actions which are happening every time. So as long as you are alive and living, you cannot avoid action. Then what is right action? Right action, actually action itself, is one in which there are no divisions, no judgments, and no expectation of wage or fruit of your action. So when our thoughts are not fragmented, which is not broken by our beliefs, faiths, or other biases, then the action is total, complete, and that is right action. Like in a case of an emergency, a total emergency, there is a fire, a serious fire in your house. Either you extinguish that fire, or if it is uncontrollable, you get out of the house immediately to save yourself. You don't sit there and argue. Getting out will be the right action, and you do it immediately, completely. So the action is total. Similarly, if you treat every action, every challenges or circumstances which you face at every moment, if you face it totally, then the action is right action. We will see a few lines from J.Krishnamurti's Talks and Dialogues in Saanen, 1968. From that we will see a few lines. So he asks here, is there an action which is right action? Right action on all circumstances? Or is there an action which is neither right nor wrong? So he says, an individual faces different circumstances, and due to his biases, he says whatever his action is right action. A soldier in the front lines during the war, his right action would be to kill the enemy. And to a politician, to lead, to be among the leader of the masses, to get the votes in a democracy, or to get elected to the body in some other form of government. He has to stay on the top. For him, whatever he does is right action. For a businessman to earn profit by whatever means, that may be his right action. So people, according to their biases, for a family man to do whatever he requires to keep his family happy, to introduce pleasures and happiness to the family, that may be his right action. This is what people will tell, their right action by whatever means, to keep the image, the ideas afloat. That is for them the right action. That's what they will think. But is that a right action? The action which separates him from rest of the society, for a religious man, the non-believer, and the businessman against the society, the soldier against the rest of the society. So all these actions are fragmented according to their role in the life: business life, political life, religious life, the life of the family. But there is also a life in which there is compassion, love and kindliness, generosity and so on. So when one looks at all these things, all these opposites, so what is the right action in all circumstances? Or is there just an action? So a wrong action comes into play when your action is according to some dogmas, beliefs. Then there is fragmentation. When you act according to your belief, your dogma, then that becomes a wrong action, because that puts you against rest of the society. And there are people who withdraw to monasteries, finding out what is right action. They think they will desist from all actions, sit back in a monastery, away from the society, secluded, and then realize what is right action. Then they will act on it. This is what they believe. Is it going to happen? You stay there and you may never realize what is real action, what is to be non-fragmentary. So when your actions are fragmentary, then your action is the wrong action. Everybody thinks their action is right action, whatever they believe, according to some dogma, idea. Then they say, this is right action, our action will solve all the problems. So life is action. To live means to act. The religious life is a life of action, not according to any particular belief or pattern. It is an action in which there is no contradiction. Action which is not segmented, broken up as the business life, the social life, the political life, religious life, family life and so on, or according to your political beliefs. To see that there is action which is not fragmented, which is total, complete, and to live that way is the religious life. So what is the religious life? J.Krishnamurti says a religious life is life which is not fragmented, in which your action is not fragmented, which is total and complete. To live that life is the religious life. You can only act in that way when there is love, and love is not a pleasure cultivated or sustained by thought. Love is not a thing to be cultivated. It is only love that brings about this total action, and that can possibly bring about this complete sense of unity. So this is in essence what is the right action. Now action itself should be a right action. Normally people what they call right action or wrong action is according to their beliefs. But when your action is total and complete, which is not fragmented, then that action is right action. So with this, we'll end this episode. Stay with me for another episode. Subscribe to my channel and share this video. Thank you.